Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is going to be another Raid Shadow Legends video. So we're doing an account takeover today of Badass Tard. So mid-level player or kind of mid-game pushing towards endgame now. We have been playing for 107 days. We have got... I guess this is maybe about right for 107 days. Arena tier feels a bit low. Gold 2. Gone the right way in accuracy. I don't know. Maybe it feels a bit weak, but not crazy weak for 107 days. We have got ourselves on the mission for Great Hall, so that's obviously where he's pushing right now. And then he's kind of on the final stage towards Arbiter. The main kind of focus for this takeover is going to be, firstly, pick up that arena team. So we've got build a stronger arena team to get him from gold 2 upwards. We've got dungeon focus, so enable ourselves to farm higher level dungeons. At the moment, we're sitting in this kind of mid-tier stage 14 spider. We're sitting on stage 18 dragon. And then the other two are less important for this stage of the game, but we can beat Ice Golem just very slow and kind of mid-game Fire Knights. So I think if I can get a better team for these three, it will enable us to progress more into the game. So that's a focus here. Get the arena team done. And at the moment, just as a kind of gauge, we're 2 to 3 keying brutal clan boss. So that's where we're at. Let's have a look at the champions that we've got available, the heroes we've got here. When there's a spattering of gold in there, obviously, that's quite a good amount of gold for 107 days. It's someone who does spend money, but not crazy amounts of money. We have got ourselves a Mountain King, who looks like just not being used at the moment, so that could be interesting for the arena. We've got a Kaimar, nice champ for the arena and for dungeons. We've got ourselves a Stag Knight, I think quite recently in the shard pools. We've got ourselves a miscreated monster. So it feels like we've got the tools here to get the dungeon stuff done. We've got Seer and Morsian Mage, looks like they're not being used right now. So instantly I'm thinking Seer, Morsian Mage combo with Kaimar to get through some of these dungeons. Perhaps with a Stag Knight, so decrease defense, nuke, reset. And then perhaps someone like a Frozen Banshee coming in for poison on the dragon. Perhaps someone like Coldheart coming in on the spider with Miscreated Monster. There's plenty of tools here. We've got the tools to do it. Let's just have a look then at how some of the geared champions are geared. So it feels a bit slow. Everything else is okay. Good speed, bit low on defense here, pretty low on defense. Kind of like, feels like just bits of gear thrown on them. Kaimar looks like he's in his special shiny gear. No accuracy to land the poison, no accuracy to land the sleep. Not really built, not built, not built, not built, not built. There's a lot of champs here that are just not built yet. Very slow, good HP. Yeah, no, not really built, not built. This one looks like it's a bit stronger, good speed. Accuracy's too low to land anything though. So, yeah, I mean, the champs are here. We're just not really built the strong champs up. Got an Apothecary. Way too low defense. Okay, so let me just see if we've got some stuff going on in the vault here. Not really. Couple more guys. Yeah, so when we're doing gearing, we want to kind of focus on that ASDD. I've done a video on it, guys. Check out my gearing for pros. But basically, it's get the accuracy right for the build that you're trying to run. Get your accuracy up there so that if you're trying to land a debuff, the debuff will land. If you're trying to slow somebody or reduce their turn meter, the turn meter thing will happen. Anything where you're trying to influence another enemy champ needs accuracy to do it. That's the first thing I look for. Next thing I do is try and get the speed to the level of the fight that we're doing. So, if it's clan boss, I've got information in my Discord and on my clan boss videos around the speeds that they run at. If it's dungeons, you pretty much want to try and push your champions to be running 170 plus for this kind of mid-game section. So once you've got your accuracy and speed there, you then build enough defensive stats to get you through the danger, whatever the danger element is. Are you taking hits? If you are, get your defensive stats in the right place. And by that I mean, if you're on Clan Boss, ramp your actual defense up as high as you can. If you're on Dungeons and you've got a defensive-based champion, whack their defense up. If you've got an attacking-based champion, actually whack their HP level up so that the mobs don't focus on your attacking-based champ. And then once all of that's covered, then you build some damage. And it's kind of almost backward thinking, but it just means you're going to stay alive and you'll get to the end game much quicker if you've got champions that can stay alive. The arena builds are a bit different to that because you kind of want to go speed into dropping someone's defense into nuke. So we'll work on that in this setup as well. But at the moment, let's just see what we're running for the arena. Just feels like we've got the champions there. They're just not really geared in the right way. So we've got speed lead. Great. He would then do your turn meter boost as well. Drop defense. I guess this is your nuke. Let's just see how it runs quickly. So we're slower. Get some decreased defense on. Now at this point, you want your Kaimar. Yeah, so it's all just a bit all over the place. So first thing I'm going to do is build the arena team, and I'm going to focus on Kaimar as our speed lead and speed booster. Now I've already changed some of this jewelry items around, so we've kind of gone for crit damage here with some accuracy on it. I've put the only accuracy banner on his account on this guy. What we're looking at here is how do we make him as fast as possible. So at the moment we've got attack percentage boots on. We've got defense percentage chest, no speed subs. These are all nice pieces of gear, by the way, but not really for what we want right now. And we've got crit rate with crit damage here. Again, a nice piece of gear, but not for what we're doing. No speed here. We've then got 2 giant rolls of speed and 2 fantastic pieces of gear here. So ultimately what we're going to do is replace out these 4 pieces for 4 very quick pieces and try and boost the accuracy as well. So all I'm doing is I'm looking at helms, speed and accuracy, equipped, and then I'm seeing, do we have any in speed sets? In speed sets is really important. If there's none with accuracy on it, then speed is the more important stat for the arena setup. So where is the fastest helm in this account, basically? Where's it sitting? We've got an 11 here. We've got a 14 here, so that's it. That becomes the speed item for Kaimar, and we kind of follow that regime right the way through. I do want to try and keep crit rate gloves on him because crit helps him play poisons, but it's not essential. It's definitely not essential if he's also going to be my speed guy. So, you know, if we've got a 5 speed piece here, a 4 here, they're just not fast enough. So we're going to take the crit off, and then let's see what else we've got. Potentially with speed and accuracy on it. 17 here, see this? Way better. So this becomes the piece. Defense based, fine. Not ideal for a Kaimar, but I'd rather speed for one of my speed champs than a high crit build. So I'm going to go through, get the arena team in order, get everybody geared in the right way. So we've got Kaimar is going to be our speed lead, as fast as I can get him to be. We're going to go into a Stag Knight, who's going to be our drop defense champ. He needs to be within range of the Kaimar speed. So I'll see what I get to here before I know what I need to get to here. I need accuracy up, and I need, and that's it really, accuracy and speed and some defensive stats. We're then going to go into, I think we're going to use Abess as our nuke. Abess is a really hard-hitting champion, so I think we're going to use Abess for nuke. And I might still leave Miscreated Monster in the mix for crowd control, or I might throw in somebody like a Jack for crowd control. So anyway, I'm going to get into these builds and I'll show you the results. Okay, so Prince Kaimar is just much better. 276 speed now, 278 accuracy. Still got good enough defensive stats to play in dungeons. Crit rate's a bit low for dungeons, but this build is going to suit us for arena and then give us some utility in dungeons. We basically just picked out a bunch of speed gear, like I said. Now, to work out what the next person's going to need, and Kaimar's a little bit unique. So he's got the aura that's going to make us go quicker, great. You've got 2 choices when you start with a Kaimar. You can either give yourself a turn meter fill. So fills all the turn meters of all allies except this champion by 20%. You can give us that turn meter fill, so we're going to get another 20% of our total speed filled up. Or you can go out straight away and sleep all of the enemies. The only thing with sleeping is you can wake everyone up again. So if we sleep them and then go in and drop defense with a Stag Knight, which is the plan, then actually we're going to wake everybody up with that drop defense move, which kind of negates the importance of the sleep. So just got to watch out for that. But if we want to work out then what to get the Stag Knight to, we kind of take and this is like a quick rule of thumb. If you've got somebody who does a 30% turn meter boost, I like to take my speed booster, take their total speed, which is 276. This if it's a 30%, not 20 like Kaimar. 30%er, you would take their total speed here, and I times it by 0.8. And that gives me a good feel. It's not exact, there's more science to it than that, but that gives me a good feel and make sure that I will not be cut in on my next person. We've only got a 20% booster here, so I'm going to times that speed by 0.85. And again, it'll give me a good feel for where I need my Stag Knight speed to be to make sure that he goes next. So that's coming out at 235. So my next task is to build the next champ, Stag Knight. So decreased defense is important here. That means accuracy is important. 235 is the goal for speed. Let's do it. Okay, so we have got a Stag Knight build done. Stag Knight, as we said, needs to have higher accuracy, and he needed 225 or so speed. We got to 228, we got 220 accuracy, and that's without an accuracy banner. So what I was looking for was I had to put an accuracy set in there just to make sure that I got that extra plus 40 because we got our account for no banner. I looked for things which had a roll on speed and accuracy together. Yeah, basically they're the two substats I'm looking for in all of my gear to give me this sort of stats. So we've got our speed lead, we've got our decreased defense champ. Now we need to throw in some crowd control, and Jack's actually very good at this. Jack's good at this. Miscreated Monster could do it as well. You could do that, or you could go speed again. So I could bring in someone like a High Cartoon and get like a second speed up champion. That's actually a pretty good option of doing for doing this because it gives us even more speed control. But Jack is pretty solid at just throwing out. Truth is decreasing their speed, decreasing their attack, all this sort of stuff. So he's actually very, very good in the arena at being kind of like just an annoying champion. So I think we're going to go with the Jack option, build him up, and then we're going to build a Bess after that. Okay, guys, Harvest Jack is good to go. He's at 205 speed, high level of accuracy. He's going to take us right through to pretty much high-end gold arena here. So he's all about throwing out those True Fears just to enable our damage dealer to just have her turn. So far we've got Kaimar into our drop defense, which is our Stag Knight, into our crowd control. Probably could do with another 15 or so speed here just to give me absolute confidence that we're going to land the debuffs. Like we could come in and just give ourselves some of these level 2 glyphs just to make sure. Obviously we're rolling +1s, not ideal, but just to make sure that we definitely get the speed up. Actually, we've got a lot of glyphs going on already. Yeah, you could have done with a speed roll here perhaps. We don't have enough speed gear to really kind of keep pushing it on, but here we go, 206. We'll see how we get on when we get some fights going. And then I'm going to get a Bess to be absolute nuker around 200 speed. Okay, guys, we've got our nuker built as well. So we've got an Bess, 3.8k attack, 186 speed, 100% crit rate, 200% crit damage. It's about as good as I'm going to get with the gear we've got available, but should be enough to do some damage. We've got Helmet Smasher on the Masteries. No skill books. But let's see how we get on. So let's take it for a spin and see if Gold 2 can be destroyed. So we're going to change this up now. We're going to go with our Harvest Jack and our Bess. There's definitely a chance to switch out Harvest Jack here for either another nuker or for a different form of crowd control. So someone like a miscreated monster could be good here. A different nuke champion, or like a Royal Guard single target nuke could work well, or a single target, someone like a Mountain King could also work well here. But what I just like having some control with the enemy. So how are we doing for speed? We are ahead. We're ahead with everyone for speed, so I don't need to do a speed boost. I can just go in there and lay some sleeps, block the decrease, put the decreased defense out, throw out the fears, and also do a decent chunk of damage. 2 true fears, 1 decreased speed, 1 didn't land. And then we come in with this AoE for Abyss, and she says, "See you later, you two. Only 2 left to go." And then we get a full reset now from Kaimar. Full reset, we go again. 2 shields here. I could try and just A1 steal the shields, but I'd rather try and get those fears back out. And then we just come again. Go again, slam in, another big hit, and that is that. 1 team down. So if we had slightly better gear on that Abyss, we could be doing, you know, north of kind of 50k hits, but we're not quite there. So on this one, we are going to need the speed boost. So we're just now starting to win the race. Drop the defenses, throw out those fears on everyone this time, and decrease speed. Throw out the nukes, and bam. He's kind of dealt with 1. Let's get rid of that speed. We don't want you to have your speed increase. I'm going to go perhaps just A1 him. Try and drop his turn meter. A1 her and do the same. Just A1 here, and then in comes another AoE attack and sits two of them down. At this stage, we should be home and dry. Don't think they've got enough damage here and 1 person to deal with me. I can steal that attack or remove the attack. So it's not like clean. We're just going to go and one-shot everybody, but that's not realistic either for this type of account, this type of elo. We do need speed boost here because Apothecary's coming in strong with speed. We can just throw out the fears, hope they don't get their turns. Throw out the nukes. Pretty much anyone with decreased defense is gone down. Sit down, boys. Down they go. And I think we're just going to try and deal with her. A1 here, and then it's auto town. So you can see, effective comp. Much better if you manual it though. So if we're just trying to go full auto, I'll show you the next one, just full auto. And we'll see where it ends up. I think the moves will kind of run the same. If you go full auto with a Kaimar, he's just going to do his turn meter boost no matter what. Fears go out as we've been doing. In goes the slam. Yeah, so I guess full auto we're still going to be fine. So definitely would use the same team on the defense team for this account as well. So I think that is Arena done and dusted. This account is going to go flying up, at least gold 3, gold 4. We have to get those medals progressing and start to get this moving. What we're going to do now is we're going to get onto some dungeon content, and we want to just push on these dungeons as far as we can. Good thing is we can use people like Abyss, we can use Kaimar, who we've already built. We've already got some other champions that are kind of half built. I'm going to bring Seer and Morsian Mage into the fray. So it will probably be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then maybe someone like a Raglin. So yeah, I'm going to get onto some builds, and let's check out some dungeons. Okay guys, here we go. I've had to build a lot of champions here. As a general kind of feedback to Badass Tard. The champs were too slow. The champs were too slow, and we were missing accuracy. So back to my original point. Accuracy, speed, then defensive stats, then your damage. We were just short of so many of those base stats on these champs. So who have I built then? We've got a Raglin, now moving pretty fast. Good defensive stats. It's just there for support. We've already built our Abyss. We already built our Kaimar. I've built a Morsian Mage in a shield set. Shield set's really helpful to go with a Seer because it gives you an additional buff for Seer to rip off. So 194 speed. Seer comes in. Oh, she's just a bit faster. I thought she was a bit slower. She's meant to be a tiny bit slower. Do I have... Yeah, I've got a glyph just to take it over the edge. Perfect. So Seer needs to be just a bit slower than your Morcelian Mage. 196 now versus 195. Perfect. So what you want is you want Morcelian Mage to throw up the additional buffs, and then Seer just rips them all off and clears the whole wave. So Seer is built. I've gone too high on crit rates, but the gear kind of made sense for a 175 crit damage should be enough. Accuracy is still a little bit low, but we're running short on silver, so that's still got opportunity to roll up. We have built Miscreated Monster to give him some speed, some accuracy, and some crit rate and high health. And then I've done a budget build on an Ultimate Gaelic. He needs more speed. I need to finish these boots off, but we're just running out of silver. I could do with rolling. Basically, if we rolled all this gear up, this would be a great build for him. It's not a bad build. This is probably the weakest part. I might see if I can just roll those up with the last silver we've got. And then Cold Heart as well. I've just given her some speed. 70% crit rate's important. And accuracy to land her Heartseeker. This is too low. This is kind of low. But it's the best we've got left in the account. Let's see if I've got enough just to get level 12 out of these. And then we'll see we're down to 500k silver. I've burnt so much silver in this account. Reason being is the gearing was just off. The gearing was off, and you don't get anywhere unless you spend that silver on your gear, guys. So, you know, putting people in attack boots because that's all you've got, well, quite frankly, it might be all you've got, but you're not going to get through the content. You need to commit to the right builds. I've got a ton of guides out now on how to build a nuker, how to build a support champion, how to build a tank. So if you're struggling for builds, that's where I suggest you go. So what we're going to do, we're going to focus on the two kind of core areas. Spider, I think, is where we're going to start. See if we can at least get to Spider 17 on farm, because that's when you start to really move up to juicier gear. 4 to 6. I guess you get 4 to 6 here, but you get better drop rates here. I mean, ideally you get yourself to 20, but I'm not sure we've got the gear to do that just yet. So Force Affinity is always going to be tough. We've got a decreased defense champion here and some speed control. We've now got a Cold Heart that can do stuff. We've got this fella that's doing stuff for us. This team is actually probably the right team. We've got to be aware that our Kaimar is quicker than everyone else because of the way we built him for the arena. So we could bring in Ultimate Gaelic. I think Gaelic comes in later on as we get higher through the stages. Stage 15 is a bit of a funny one. You're still at that point where you need to kind of AoE down the spiderlings. So I'm going to start with that ability there to just get some sleeps out. We're going to throw out decreased defense and decreased attack. Now our Raglin can just A1 and get some turn meter gain. See, we get boost turn meter here. That's what she's in there for. Nuke, 270k. That gets dramatically stronger the further you get through Spider. So, bunch of stuns. That's why we want high accuracy on Miscreated Monster. Bunch of stuns there. Reset. And we're going to try and get decreased speed here now. Okay, all the aggro's coming in on our Kaimar because of the affinities. That's fine. I can remove all of these debuffs here. See this? And heal as well. Don't really need to heal yet, but the remove debuffs is kind of nice. We can actually just go with another attempt to stun because of that reset. We've got a couple more, and then we are slamming in the nukes, keeping that turn meter down, and we're away. So look, this is going to be pretty comfortable, stage 15, but you see it's all about team composition and champion builds. Get those two things right, get the spiderlings focused on the right person, and you're going to be pretty comfortable if you've got this level of champs and you've been farming, you know, a decent amount of gear, which we have been. There was a decent amount of gear here. It was just not really rolled up and not really applied to give you the most strength. So we've got decreased speed on, we've got decreased defense on, which are two great debuffs. Anyone where I've put masteries on people, I have put the A1 mastery, which reduces turn meter. Perhaps actually once we've done this run, I'll quickly show you through the mastery builds and all of these, because it is important to work out where you need to go. You see the A1 decreased turn meter? It's really helpful. Get some sleeps out. We'll get the big shields coming back. Miscreated Monster's insane for spiders, guys. If you've got him and you're not using him, throw him in your team. He's insane for spiders. This is a definite clear. I can't see a way that we don't win from here, because we've just got so much control. We're almost back to our Heartseeker again. We're going to get one reset, I think. and then we're going to get a double reset back for Kymar, so we should be absolutely fine. Raglan can just give him a heal. There's the reset from the spider. So got all of our debuffs on that we need. Obviously the Kymar could lay poisons if his crit rate was higher, but and also he's got the wrong affinity here, so it's not ideal. But in all honesty, he's really there just to reset. This reset here is massive. This gives us all of our main abilities back. Bang, another Heartseeker, see you later. And we're kind of getting to the point where this is easy street. So I'm going to finish this off, and then I'll get back to the champ screen and show you these builds. And show you the mastery builds, sorry. So here we go, we've got the Heartseeker popping up. That should be it, there it is. And stage 15 done. So let me just show you then the masteries that I'm running. So we've got this, I've not changed at all, I've just added a couple in. I wouldn't go this route, I would actually take it down like this, like a War Master build if we were doing it from scratch. War Master and defensive build. I've built this one, I showed you this earlier. We've got Seer with crit rate. This is kind of like a nuke build in dungeons. Also, Mage has got no masteries, we don't really need them on him. This one I didn't choose again. I would prefer to go into Helm Smasher, damage into Helm Smasher, rather than this build. In fact, I'm going to reset this one. This is, I don't think we do all scrolls actually, but this is the way I would build a miscreated monster to give yourself the best chance to get massive shields. So down into here, that's your final build there. Because we're short on accuracy in this here, we're going to go the accuracy tree like this. This one here is really important, Evil Eye. This is one I was talking about, decreased turn meter. Great ability on most champs you're going to be using for dungeons. That's his build. Stag Knight again, not full masteries, but we're working our way down to War Master. And then the Cold Heart. We've actually got Giant Slayer here. This is not a bad build. You can do Giant Slayer. You could do Flawless Execution. This is actually pretty cool. I'd quite like to go into the Giant Slayer there. So that's all we've got. We don't have everyone with like max masteries and stuff. We're just going to work our way through. So I'm going to try and get a couple of levels of spiders done. I'll show you where I get to. Just an interesting point on stage 16. So I've subbed Apothecary in for more speed generation instead of Raglan. Look how many stuns I get on the right affinity with Miscreated Monster. Absolutely beast of a champion. Like, none of these spiderlings are going to do anything to me unless I do AoE hits. So, you know, we're just flying our way through this kind of early stage. Do it again because I got the reset from Kymar, and you know, we're just nuking down spiderlings. So it just shows you the value of a Miscreated Monster and that stun. It absolutely ruins their day. Look at this. We're already kind of like coming up for half health. We've still got our A1s to reduce turn meters to come up. So you see that turn meter still dropping back. I'm going to get it again here. Turn meter drop back and decrease speed on. So with half health the spider, and we haven't been hit a single time by any spiderling or any sort of damage. By the time we're getting hit, we're actually getting another stun off on multiple spiders. Easy street. We carry on. We're flying right now, and yeah, I'll show you when we get a bit further. There we go. 16 in the bin. Moving on. When you get to 17, actually, it's time to start thinking about whether we want HP burn in. So I actually prefer, probably even than Kymar, to bring in that ultimate Gaelic. But you do need to click on the spider to make this work. So if you see here, if I'm going auto, I need to click the spider to make Ultimate Gaelic to do his ability to actually put the burns out there. I'm not sure if this is going to be more effective than the Kymar build. We'll see. See the first move when you click the spider, he does increase attack. And then the second move he's going to do will be that HP burn, which is coming through now. And see there, burns all over the place. And now we get a ton of damage coming from burns. The burn damage is way less effective before level 17. Once you hit 17 plus, the damage is massive. And it starts to become easily the most effective way of nuking a spider down if you're in this sort of level of gameplay. So, and you'll find, we were doing like 4-minute hits before. As long as it doesn't go wrong and we don't start losing people, I'm a bit worried about her. Her health is a bit low, but we do have Misdirected Monster just bringing in those massive old shields, so I think we'll be okay. But yeah, provided we've got all of that going on, it should be a quicker run than what we saw on sort of stage 15 and 16. So you see, the spider's not had a turn. We're getting our increased attack up as long as you press the spider. Got to do that. That's really important. So yeah, I'm going to let it run through, and I'll show you the next stage. So we're coming up towards the final part. It's actually taken 3 minutes. Cold Heart did go down. If Cold Heart lived, and perhaps I managed to get her HP above the Apothecaries, then this is a quicker fight. Still going to be just over 3 minutes. Unless we get another reset. Please not another reset. Finish him. Oh, finish him, would you? There we go. Just about. 3 minutes 30. Stage 17. Full auto, though. Full auto if you click the spider. So moving on to the next one. This one should be fine for affinity. Damage should be directed at Stagnite because of affinity. And he's got a better way of dealing with it. So we're just going to go straight in again. Stage 18. So we've kind of moved on now from, 15 through to 18 relatively quickly. Just with the right builds. So we've missed our decreased defense there. See that? Because we've got the wrong affinity guy. We don't have our decreased defense on, which is a bit annoying. It means our Heartseekers aren't going to land as well. This is where if you've got them, you'd sub in a Tyrell or War Maiden or somebody just to kind of come in. It's not the worst, though, that he is taking the tank. Because I'd rather he was tanking up than our Cold Heart was. So again, we're going to let this run through. It should be a full auto run, as long as this guy can cope with the damage. And if not, we've got options in this lineup anyway. So, boom, half health already. Let's let it run through, and we'll keep going. Here we go, guys. Another one has dropped. Stage 18, full auto, done. 19 then. This becomes the next hurdle, the next hardest. Because of the type of champs we've got, the affinity is all over the place. I think they're probably going to end up being drawn here. His defense is actually quite low. Normally, the way I would build a Apothecary would be to have a defense chest. Whoa, what is going on here? I didn't build this one. Whoa. This is this is an example of throwing a champion in, thinking, oh, they look okay, and then realizing they are in terrible build. So what do you want? You just want defense. You could go crit rate here. Crit rate gloves is an option to get crit heals. It's actually not a bad option, but I prefer defense percentage, gloves and chest, just so that he can soak up a ton of damage. So we've got some rolled right up here, which is nice. Got to lose a bit of speed from it, but all of a sudden, he will be able to tank up a ton of damage for us. This should be, he doesn't need accuracy, he's got nothing that applies any sort of moves as such, so just kind of want defense here as well, ideally with some speed. This one or this one, this is okay. Ideally defense here, ideally defense here. We don't have the silver to make all of this really happen, so but even like not rolled up, even rolled up to 8s, this is now better build than what we just had on. And he will be able to tank up those spiderling hits for much longer. You roll this stuff up to, 12s and 16s, and he'll tank spiderlings all day long. So, especially with this team. That's actually a nice double roll there. So we still managed to keep our speed up. Defense is now a bit higher. So he needs to tank this up. I don't know if he's going to tank it up enough, because we're now dealing with a high level spider, and these spiderlings hurt at this level. So at this level, I tend to manual 19. It's a really hard stage. I tend to manual it right through. We do the same thing, trying to get as many stuns as we can. We're trying to get increase attack up. We didn't get it because we didn't land a crit, because we're on negative affinity. That's a big danger of having your ultimate Gaelic in. So he's tanking up the spiderlings. So I'm going to play this through. It might take me 2 or 3 turns to get it done. I think this team works. We could bring back in Raglin. We could bring back in someone like a Kaimar to do like a big reset thing and just try and manual it that way. Or worst case, we could bring in a Paragon and just cheese the hell out of it. But anyway, I'm going to run it through and I'll show you how we get on. So I've come in, I'm on turn 2. Turn 1, I just didn't have enough kind of sustain to keep Ultimate Gaelic up. Plus I didn't get that first HP burn proc out, which was just poor RNG. Second turn, we're what, 3 minutes 40 in. Fully manualed it, guys. I've not set something up to try and auto it. I'm trying to just get through to stage 20 so that we can set an auto comp up for stage 20. But you see here, we have got the spider on the ropes. Plenty of HP burns going out each time. I think that's it, actually. Bang. Or nearly. Yeah, bang. 4 minutes. Stage 19 done. Most of the damage Ultimate Gaelic, a bit of the damage Cold Heart. Everyone else just there for support. On to stage 20. This is the one where you want to get your auto team going. I mean, actually, you know, the team we've got here works. It works. If you press the spider, it works brilliantly. If you don't, you need somebody else in to activate Ultimate Gaelic. You need somebody else in to do increase attack for you. So if you want like a fully auto comp, then you would need to bring in someone else. I can't even see that we've got one here that's obvious. Someone like a Doom Priest, or I mean, when you get your Arbiter, but that's kind of like the other end of doing this. Doesn't look like we've got anyone else here that I can see off the cuff that's just going to do it. Seeker, Doom Priest are probably two of the best ones out there because they do other jobs as well. So let's go and see if this just works. But we're going to press the spider. And obviously, there's plenty of room still to upgrade gear here. We've not kind of got things perfect in this setup. So it might be that I need to do a bit of playing around. But you'll see here at this stage, your Heart Seekers do a lot more damage. Your Burns do a lot more damage. So all of these kind of end game champs that you see all the time in the builds, this is when they come to life. Stage 15, they're nowhere near as effective. Stage 15, the Heartseeker was doing 250 odd K. Here, I don't know what it just did, but it must have been like 700k or something. And you see how much damage these burns do at this stage. You see how important it is for those A1s to drop the turn meter. And getting these debuffs out there, the decreased speed, all of that stuff is just brilliant. Raglin actually, instead of the Apothecary, is quite a good shout, I think, because she can also revive if things get a bit rough. And if we could get Books into Ultimate Gaelic and get his burn back quicker, then would be an even better spot. But I think actually we're going to do it pretty fast. As long as these burns keep the spiders alive, you don't want to do too much damage to the actual spiderlings because the burns, you want the burns to do the damage. And look at every time one of these burns and moves, we get a chunk more done. She's gone. She can get revived though. That's what Raglin's insane for. And she gets revived with full turn meter, but she's just getting mowed down by these spiderlings. She's got no defense in her build at all. She's got some like HP, but actual defense she's basically got none. First reset, and it's basically lights out for the spider anyway. We just got to wait for him to come around, and actually at the moment with his cooldowns, it doesn't come around very well. There's a chance he's going to put try and put HP burn on without having the increased attack up. But here we go, she's back up for another 5 seconds. Every time she comes back up, she gets one chance to do a move, and then she's on the floor again. But Raglin's so nuts because she's got this revive that just comes around so quickly. So here's the increased attack. It might be that we do get this back round in the right time. Come on, throw a burn out. Throw a burn out, my friend. Finish the job. So there's the burns, and that is game over. So if we could just get Cold Heart to not be the focus of the spiderlings, that's the main thing. Pick her HP up above Stag Knights, and we're being in business. But full auto, apart from I got to click the spider, 2 minutes 24. Spiders is done. The only other thing I'm going to do for this video, I think, is show you how to move on with dragons, because dragons is the other important farm. And at the moment we're at 17, and again, it looks like we stopped at Force. Force was the problem for this account. Okay. So Abess is brilliant here. Stag Knight again, brilliant champ. Stag Knight's one of the best. So let's do... actually, we built our Seer and Morse Mage, didn't we? let's remember what we were going to do. So I think it's going to be these two to kill the waves. I do still need Stagnite in there. Don't necessarily need Kymar. I'm wondering if Raglan's better than that, like this. Let's see. Let's see. Kymar's negative affinity here anyway, so it doesn't kind of go perfect for us, but we should get increase buffs, rip them off. Bye-bye, everyone. Seer does her job. Miscreated Monster does his job. Not Miscreated Monster, Morsian Mage. Then we've got to rotate, so we've got to wait for those cooldowns to come back, which will take us a little while. Hopefully, we don't lose too many people while that's going on. What we need is we need Frozen Banshee to make it through to the main spider. And a bit of support, someone like a Raglan. So we should be back to the turn, I think, where we get our buffs up. Shatterbone's doing his work on us. It's not clean, it's not kind of clean wave 2. The wave 1 was clean. If we had Kymar in here, it would be much cleaner to do, but I don't know that we'd have the same effect of keeping people alive. See you later, wave 2, 53 seconds in. Now's where Frozen Banshee comes to life. She's literally just been sitting around, chilling, watching everyone else do the work so far. And now she's like, hold on a minute. This is someone that I want to absolutely destroy. Let me start throwing some poisons at you. Here we go. A couple of poisons there. Just got stunned. Like, literally, we needed about another 10 damage. But the poison's kicking in. Raglan's going to be doing loads of work to heal us up anyway. Decreased defense and decreased attack are going to help us. Frozen Banshee's in lifesteal gears, so as long as she stays up and Raglan stays up, we're absolutely fine. Miscreated Monster's great. I keep saying Miscreated Monster. Morsian Mage is great here because he's able to cleanse off all of those debuffs on us. And we're kind of just waiting for poison sensitivity to come back round. She's a bit slow. I checked her build for Clan Boss. She's a bit slow right now. So that's something that's kind of like the next step for Bastardo to improve. Because if she was quicker, we would be nuking this spider much faster. This dragon much faster. I can't even talk anymore. But it's going to be a definite clear. Can't see a way we don't clear it. Raglan's keeping us nice and healthy. At the moment, though, this Frozen Banshee's an issue. She's too slow. So that's going to be this one done. Seer doing a bit of work. I'm going to get us through a couple more stages and see if we can't get straight onto stage 20. And I'll show you the team for 20. The 19, same team. Nothing changed there. Absolute cakewalk. Anything going to cause us problems here? Stagnite's the wrong affinity, which doesn't... It's not perfect. But I don't think it's going to slow us up either. So we're going to run through. Let's just see how this works. The only thing is you don't get decreased defense on everyone sometimes because he does have to hit to place it. It looks like Seer's just gone out of sync for some reason as well. Not sure what happened. Maybe Raglan did a speed up I didn't see. So yeah, I think that is going to be Spider and Dragon looking pretty comfortable. Let's see. I don't want to say too much in case they start absolutely battering this Frozen Banshee, but we do have Raglan to pick her back up anyway, so as long as we can clear the wave a decent sort of pace, we should be okay. We just need for the rotation of abilities again. There goes the Karma Burn. Slept everyone. We didn't have enough buffs on to completely nuke. So I don't know why. I think these two have just gone a little bit out of sync for this run. Probably because Raglan doesn't speed everybody up. But we're still going to be kind of working our way through to the boss. This is actually, we've come so far in such a short space of time that the accuracy we needed at stage 15, 16 is lower than what we need here. You tend to want to take a dungeon level, multiply that by 10, and it'll give you a good steer for how much accuracy you need to land your abilities. And someone like Stagnite might just be on the edge right now, whereas when we started off the day, he had plenty. So anyway, we're going to be 1 minute 35 or so, 1 minute 40, getting through to the main dragon. And as long as we get to the dragon, we should be okay, because we've got a Frozen Banshee in here to do a ton of work. We've got Raglan and a Morsian Mage giving us plenty of protection. We've got a decreased attack and decrease defense possible to throw out there. Those we've just got a miss. Couple of poisons on. Bit of a karma burn. For fun. We're not getting the stuns on us, which is good. We get that refresh. See that, Morsian Mage? Just refreshed all of those buffs. All those debuffs on us. And then we go again. So guys, really, really fun takeover today. Very different to what I've done recently. Felt a bit more relevant, hopefully, to a bunch of you guys that are struggling to get through the mid-game into end-game. We have taken the arena team into a kind of cruise mode farm for gold 2, gold 3. Hopefully starting to push towards gold 4. We've got a spider team moved on from level 15 to 20 on auto. And we've now got a dragon team, which is going to be auto in stage 20, which just enables everything else in the game. Those 2 dungeons enable everything else in the game when you're at this kind of stage. So, guys, I've been Hell Hades. This has been another account takeover. I'll catch you all soon.